My fucking moment would be, I used to work at the Hard Rock Hotel. I was a busboy / waiter, whatever they told me to do. And my hair was a lot shorter. I used to have curls and shit. And the cook would always tell me, hey, man, your hair's nappy, you know, because he didn't understand black hair. And I was telling him, you know, like, no, it's not, I'm black, you know, it's okay. And he would always tell me to cut my hair. I remember, I think it was like 2013, I came in the kitchen, I was picking up an order, and he was like, hey man, like, why is your hair always nappy? Why don't you just comb your hair, you lazy motherfucker? And I was like, bro, fuck you. You know, and I just went through the restaurant, fuck you, you know, quit. And as I was leaving, the cook followed me and ended up like just like actually whooping his ass real bad. And I left the Hard Rock Hotel, I could never go back. After that, I just went like full force with my music. I opened up a studio, started a band, and never worked a normal job again, and it worked out. I've always spoken this way, like no matter what. You know, I've always been super articulate because it's the way my mom speaks. So growing up on the West Side, it really taught me individuality cost, and it taught me that you gonna have to walk through shit just to be yourself, you know what I mean? My mom used to make me go outside and read books out front, and the kids would walk past and be like, oh, you a fag, you reading books? Oh, you talk like that, you talk like a white boy, what's wrong with you, you know? And I had to fight a lot just on some, like, just to defend myself, I don't want people playing with my name like that, you know what I mean? It also taught me you can't play with my name. And more privileged places in Chicago, people don't really have that feeling where you have to protect your pride, have to protect your ego, but where I came from, pride and ego is all you had, and if you didn't have that, you weren't shit. You'd be a victim. Again, like what we talked about earlier, the Chicago grit. What that gave me was early on in life, it gave me a higher threshold for bullshit, a higher threshold for critical situations, and I was able to like go to a better place, Oak Park, and flourish, you know, intellectually and as a person, but with those lessons that I learned on the West Side, keeping me straight, you know. My mom's from London, her father's from Scotland, her mother is from Chicago, or not Chicago, somewhere in America. She's Native American and black, but my mom was born somewhere in London, and they moved over here when she was like 13, and my mom had me when she was 17, so like it was kind of strange. My mom like had like a weird little accent sorta, and like was listening to weird music all the time, but I thought she was so interesting. She was just like such a weird, very like proud, powerful, interesting woman, you know? Super smart, very intellectual. I don't know how she ended up my dad. My dad's just like fucking thug. Like not like the way white people say it, but like for real, like real nigga, like just like can't stop doing shit, you know, like just always into shit, like always. I don't know how that shit happened, but I came out. My dad is wild. My dad is a former military, former cop, got sent to jail for some shit I'm not allowed to talk about, but like he's a wild man and a very prideful, straightforward, either I like you or fuck you type guy. Like nothing else, just like, oh, like I'll bring a friend over, I'll bring a girl over or something, and my dad will be like, oh, his actual answer or question is, what are you worth? He'll sit down and ask somebody, what are you worth? What do you do? What use are you? And it's just like, Dad, like, oh, relax. Like, we're just humans, just sitting here drinking some water, smoking some weed, like, relax. But, you know, my dad's a cool guy, he's cool, you know, like, I got a lot of strength from him. I got a lot of good things that made me from him, but he's insane. And my mom's like normal. She's an angel. She's so beautiful. She's so wonderful, so smart, so gifted. Me and my sister are separated by 2 years, 354 days. And a nephew, Tegan. My little sister is actually really dope at rapping and super good at producing. I just don't want her in the industry because it's such a lecherous, like, weird, opportunistic industry. Like, she has to just like take my money instead. She'll have to get her money later. But yeah, that's how I started actually like rapping and producing because my little sister downloaded FL Studio. I was like making beats in the kitchen, like when we were like real small. I was like, damn, let me see this. And I just took it from her. Yeah, she's cold. My sister can freestyle for like 20 minutes, hot shit for 20 minutes straight. And like we used to like freestyle all that. We get high as shit, get fucking blackout drunk when we were like fucking 15, 16 and be in the basement just rapping for like hours and hours and hours. But yeah, my sister, she's like a key component to like the whole journey, you know. I want to be beyond Prince, beyond Michael, but in a different way. I don't care about women screaming and throwing panties at me and shit. Because of the music that I make, and because of the artists that I help bring out, and because of the foundations that I contribute to, and the steps that I make, I want brown people to see what I do, and to gain from what I do, and to come out of it knowing, not thinking that they could do it too. When I started the band Hurt Everybody, it wasn't because like I had like a dream of delusions of grandeur. It was more of a social experiment than anything else. It was to show other black men that if we cooperate, if we do what the fuck we're supposed to do together, we can get further faster than we would ever do alone. in society, there are so many different traps that are set to separate us, and that's the first trap we have to defeat. We are not each other's enemies. We need each other.
I'm not a very selfish artist. I don't completely make music just to satisfy my fans, but I don't solely make music for myself either. I found a happy medium of understanding what people want to listen to and what I want them to hear.
Like, if DJ Paul can come in here with all his fucking hits, Grammys, come in here alone and feel comfortable, like, don't bring your posse through, man. Like, if we want to deal with you, bring yourself, you know what I'm saying? It just made me realize, like.
Another part of the fucking moment is we got kicked off the tour 2 shows in, just because obviously what we were doing wasn't to a certain standard. So for me, that was quite like, I kind of took it personally, but I guess in terms of the bigger picture, it was a good experience. And even talking about it to people, you can kind of see that it's something I'm happy I did, so.
I took over. I was just like, well, ain't nobody gonna talk about waves and the inspiration and why better than me. So I started talking. I'm like, yo, I started creating waves. Somebody on the other end of this table starts talking. So I started speaking louder. So I started creating waves. Somebody else starts talking. So I look at my manager. I'm just like, I look at John. I'm like,